Hi guys, welcome to WebSensePro. Welcome to another N8N tutorial video. In this video, I'll share with you guys how you can connect N8N with Google Sheet. N8N is the platform, an open source platform through which you can create AI automations, a very powerful tool through which you can create AI automation and automate pretty much everything. And in this video, I'm going to share with you guys how you can connect N8N with Google Sheet in the most easiest way possible. Okay guys, so that is the new workflow which I have created in N8N, and I'm gonna try in searching for sheet, which is for Google Sheet. And here you can see we have Google Sheet showing up, and these are the triggers, meaning if a new row added in Google Sheet, it's gonna start the workflow. Similarly, this is for row updated, meaning a row is updated in Google Sheet, it's gonna start the workflow, but we will test it with the actions. So in this case, I want to append or update a Google Sheet. So I'm going to click here, and that's how you will see it. Once you see that, you will need to add in credentials. I already have 2 credentials created, but I'm going to show you guys how you can do that from the scratch. So click on create new credential, and you will have a screen like this where you will need to add in client ID and client secret. Now, in order to generate the client ID and client secret, please go to console.cloud.google.com. And once you navigate there, make sure you add in your billing. So here you will need to go to billing account method and make sure you enable your billing. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Once you do that, you can create a new project by clicking on this project picker. I currently have few projects created. I'm going to create new project just to show you guys. So I'm going to click on new project. I am going to name it Google Sheet N8N tutorial. You can name it whatever you want. I'm going to name it Google Sheet N8N tutorial. Let's click on create. And it's going to take few seconds to create a new project. There you go. You can see that our new project is created. I'm going to select this project by clicking on the select project button, or you can select it from the drop down as well. As you can see, we have this showing up here. So I'm going to click here. We are on our Google Sheet N8N tutorial. Now let's click on these 3 bars and here search for APIs and services. Click on enable APIs and services. And now we're going to click on this plus sign, enable APIs and services. Here search for sheet, which is for Google Sheet. Here you can see that we have Google Sheets API showing up. Click on that. And now you will need to enable the Google Sheets API. So click on enable. And once you enable your API, you will have a screen like this. Now you will need to click on credentials from here, or you can find the credentials from these bars and then APIs and services and credentials. Both are the same. Click on credentials. And then we will need to create OAuth 2.0 client IDs by clicking on create credentials and then clicking on OAuth client ID. Here you will have to configure the consent screen. So click on configure consent screen and then click on get started. And here you can name your app whatever you want. I'm going to name it N8N Sheet or N8N Google Sheet. I'm going to add in my own email here. Click on next. And here you can select external because you might need to have some other users which might need to test it. So click on external and then click on text. Next, and here again, I'm going to add in my own email address and then click on next. Once done, click on I agree to the Google APIs and services and click on continue. Once done, click on create. Perfect. Now let's click on create OAuth client. And from here, we have the application type where we will select web application, and you have to name your client. You can name it whatever you want. Again, I'm going to name it N8N Sheet Tutorial just for the sake of this tutorial. And you don't need to add in anything here for JavaScript origins. But here, authorized redirect URIs, you need to add in your N8N URI, which you will find on your N8N screen. So that is your OAuth redirect URL or URI. Click to copy. Go back to the Google Cloud Console, click on add URI and then paste the link here. Once done, click on create. And now you can see that we have our client ID and client secret showing up. Make sure to copy and save it because it's not going to show up again because of the security reason. So I'm going to copy the client ID, go back to N8N, paste in my client ID, go back to Google Cloud Console, copy the client secret, and go back to the N8N, and then paste in the client secret, and then click and save. Once saved, you also will need to sign in with Google. So I'm going to click on sign in with Google and use one of my email to sign in. Now, whatever email you use to sign in, it's going to have access to Google Sheet from all of that email. So I'm going to select this email here. And here you can see that access denied. Now, if you're getting this access denied error, meaning you haven't added that other email as a test user, we will have to add that. So I created credentials, my client ID using one email, client ID and client secret using one email, and I am connecting my second email for this connection to read the Google Sheet. But in order to connect that other email, I'll have to add it as a test user. And how can I add it as a test user? So let's go back, and we already have our client ID, client secret added. So I'm going to click OK. And now we will need to add in our test user. Now for adding the test user, we will click on audience. And here you can see that we have the option of test users. So I'm going to click on add users and then add in my email. Click on save. And now I'll go back to my N8N, click on sign in with Google, and I'm going to select the same email address. Now here you can see that Google hasn't verified this app warning. It is completely safe to use that because I am the one who have created this app. So I'm going to click on continue and select all of the permissions which it requires to view and manage the data of my Google Sheet, and then click on continue. Once done, our N8N and Google Sheet connection is completed. Now I'll be able to see all of the Google Sheet within my sheet. So if I click on here, you can see that I am getting this error. Now why I'm getting this error is because we do not have yet enabled Google Drive API. Now why do we need to enable Google Drive API? Because Google Sheets are within the Google Drive. So we will also have to enable Google Drive in order to connect the Google Sheet. Now what we will do is go back here and search for Google Drive API. Now we will click on enable APIs and services, search for Google Drive, click on Google Drive API, and then enable the Google Drive API. Now, once you enable the Google Drive API and go back to N8N, and now when I click on this document drop-down menu, you will see that all of my Google Sheets are now showing up in my N8N node. And here you can see that this is the YouTube comment automation created. So that is an automation which I created for finding out hot topic within your YouTube channel. By the way, if you are new to this channel, I have created a lot of N8N tutorials already. All you have to do is just click the link in the description to find the playlist of N8N. Also, do not forget to subscribe this channel. I keep creating videos related to AI automation, web designing, and development. It will help you stay competitive on your field by following the AI automation content. So make sure to hit the like and comment. And that's it for this video. Make sure to check out the playlist of N8N with lots of other tutorial which I have created. Until next video, have a great day.